What is good, y'all? It is Wolfie, and today we're back with another video. And before the video starts, I just want to say I would really appreciate if you guys dropped a like and sub. It really does keep me motivated for these videos. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. So today we're going to be doing a gank class tier list. What's the best classes for ganking specifically? Because once you're endgame as a PvP Ultra, what is there to do besides to gank? Okay. I don't think glads are like too crazy. Like if you're good at the game, you can just win glads. You know what I'm saying? And glads isn't like a crazy part of the game in my opinion. But ganks are, because you know, what are you doing end game besides ganking as a PvP Ultra? You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're making this tier list. So enough yapping. Let's get straight into it. So at the tippity top of S tier, in my opinion, is gonna be Spartan. This class literally has everything, and you have a use for everything in a gank. You need to, I don't know, jump off a cliff. You have 2 fall damage cancelers. You need to auto execute. You have one. You need a res. You have one. So good for boss rating. Good combos, good guard breaks. Really good M1 combos. Really good chase, especially with the scream plus flashing block. And for those of you who play Hitman, that thing is very far. And for those of you who have played against, not Hitman, sorry, Spartan. For those of you who have played against Spartan with the scream flashing block, you know that thing is absolutely insane range. But really nothing much else to say. The class has everything. Once again, auto execute, good combos, good guard breaks, fall damage cancelers, hyper armor, res. Class has everything. Literally, like the class has everything. So if you really want a good ganking class, then go Spartan. Next up on the list we have Ancient Champion. I think this is a pretty no-brainer. The reason why I have this second is because it's very good in ganks and it's mediocre in ones, right? People have been finding out how to play against Ancient Champion, and you pretty much just have to hold F until they use something, which in itself is stupid because you're forced to hold F against the class, or you just get 2-bar combo if you make one mistake, which I would put in ones. I would put this like high A, low S. But in ganks where you can hit your combos very easily, I would definitely put this on S tier. Your combos do a ton of damage, they're very quick, and whenever you hit an up tilt with Duality Axe and the other spinny move, they're isolated, right? You're both in the air. The person you hit is in the air, so nobody else but you guys are like fighting, and nobody else can stop you because both of you are in the air. Right, so good isolation in ganks, good damage, really fast combos, good neutral skill with a little like AoE pull, and obviously tether, right? More speed boost, 30% damage reduction. Really good for boss rating. Nothing much else to say besides that. Third on the list is gonna be Priest. Pretty obvious. Only class that heals in the game, besides like Witch Doctor, but like that's not the main point of Witch Doctor, right? Only class that can heal. You have Snap Hoppa. You have really good mobility. You can just spam Zimzap or something and do a ton of damage. You have that little AoE circle where you keep them inside and then you just do a ton of damage for them. Really good zoning. Class has pretty much everything as well, but really good in ganks because usually if you have teammates, then they can peel for you, because the weakness of Priest is that when somebody gets on you, it's very hard to like obviously do anything because you have to charge mana for all of your skills, right? But it can hold on. It can hold on its own somewhat. But obviously you need somebody to peel for you. Like if you're getting 2v1 as a Priest, then it's very hard to play. But obviously, like but apart from that, you have healing, everything. You have damage as well. Really good, obviously. Now number 4 on this list is gonna be Hitman. This has the best chase in the game with flashing block, and obviously the 33%. I'm pretty sure it's either 33% or 22% damage, percent damage move, or death mark. That in itself is stupid, because if you have 2 Hitmen, then you can just single out a person every gank and then just kill one person in a matter of literally seconds. Nothing much else to say. Really good chase move, can go through walls, and no indicator that it's a guard break. So if nobody knows how to play against the class, then they're pretty cooked. Though again, in ones, pretty bad because, you know, the focus is on you if you're in a 1v1. Similar to Ancient Champ, if the focus isn't on you, you can hit your combos, aka proc your death mark pretty easily because people aren't focused solely on you in a gank. Yeah, you can play fall damage. You can play a void with this. Really good voiding moves. Really good chase moves as well. It's mainly for chase and the damage, of course. The M1s are still pretty crazy. Like the sniper M1s, absolutely crazy. One of the craziest M1s in the game. The other moves don't do as much damage, but again, you have a 33% death mark, so obviously the other moves can't be too damaging. So I still think it's an S tier ganking class just because of death mark and your insane chase potential with flash and block on the little knife throw. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for the S tier. Everything else below this is classes that do something specifically well, but don't do them as well as the classes on top. Okay. And I think the top of the A tier for me is gonna be Dryad. Now the reason why I don't have Dryad on S tier is because it doesn't have good chase and it doesn't have good mobility. You don't have good chase and you don't have good mobility on Dryad. You're literally there for pure damage. I'm pretty sure Dryad is close to being the class that does the most damage in the entire game in terms of combos, maybe besides Ancient Champ. But the combos of this class does insane poison damage. Insane. Like, absolutely insane. I have on one of my builds, I have 30 magical armor, and I've still gotten like two bar comboed by this class, and it's absolutely insane. So for pure damage, Dryad definitely deserves its spot in A tier. I don't think it deserves S, just because 1, you have no mobility, and 2, you don't have good chase. So second on the A tier is gonna be Grandknight for me. Now the reason why I have this on A tier and not S is because it's actually decently difficult to play in my opinion, and not a lot of people can utilize the class well enough to the point where it would be an S tier class. But if you're really good at Grandknight, then I would definitely put it at S tier because you have damage, you have combos. The only thing you'd lack is mobility, but then you also have the little AoE meteor with an auto execute. And the combos of this class is absolutely insane. If you are locked in on the combos of Grandknight, they're going to be doing a ton of damage, like a stupid amount of damage. Okay, but for me, I would put it on A just because I think the majority of the player base will not be able to play the class to its full extent. So that's why I'm going to be putting it on A. So next up on A, I think I'm going to be putting Wraith. Again, Wraith, the only problem with Wraith is your chase and your running away potential is absolutely terrible in my opinion. Wraith has insanely good combos. You have a really good like 1/2 bar combo that's pretty much true, and your blind is absolutely insane. But more people day by day are running Gift of Sight, so your blind is kind of countered and your iframe is kind of countered in a sense. But apart from that, your combos are still good. The only thing is, if somebody wants to run away from you, they can. All they have to do is climb, and that's it. They can run away from you. And if they dodge the maniple, or if they get manipuled and you just don't kill them and they just start climbing again, there's really not much you can do, and you have to rely on your teammates to like climb after that person that you may have comboed. It's kind of decently fast on land though, but in terms of, you know, somebody just climbing away from you, they can very much easily do it. And I think for that reason, I'm gonna put it on A. And I mean that's pretty much it. That's why I think it's on A. It would be S if it could like chase after people in terms of climbing, but the mere fact that you can't, in my opinion, puts it down to A. I think next up I'm gonna have Poseidon Knight. I really want to put this class on B just because it doesn't do too much damage. It doesn't do that much damage at all in my opinion. I think every time I've fought a Poseidon Knight, I've been able to tank like 30 combos before I even ever get below half. Its running away is really good. Its chase is pretty good as well with the pull. It's kind of zony. I mean, you can put down your little water move and then you can just run around in that. But the class doesn't do too much damage. And I mean, the chase is alright, I guess. It's not as good as like Hitman or Spartan or even Ancient Champ in terms of chase. But I think it's B tier in my opinion. In like ganks. Like the pull can be very detrimental to your allies and stuff. And most of your skills anyway are single target. So if you pull multiple people, it's like you may combo the wrong person. So I think for that reason, I'm gonna be putting it on B. Maybe low A. Maybe low A. But for me, it's gonna be B. Next up on the A tier though is gonna be World Seeker for me. The reason why I think World Seeker is A tier is because it does a lot of damage. Your chase is pretty good in my opinion with the little like slash move that you throw and then like you go grapple towards them essentially. I think that move is very good for chase and it's a really good combo starter. It's kind of similar to Wraith where both these dagger classes just deal a ton of damage. Just deal a ton of damage. But really nothing much else to say. I mean, you just do a ton of damage. And the differences with Wraith is that this class has some sort of chase. And you also have like the little TP ability, so I think I would put it above. I think I would put it above Wraith or like at the same pretty much. Now I think the bottom of A tier is gonna be going to Prowler Rider and Witch Doctor. Prowler Rider is decent in ganks, just because again focus is not on you. So if you're off your Prowler, you don't have to worry too much, because obviously Prowler Rider is pretty like, it's not weak, but it's decently weak. It's decently weaker off Prowler, and again you can hit your combos much easier, because in ones, you know, people, at least me, I found out how to play against Prowler, and all you do is literally just hold F and break their little ice cube, and they can't do anything. They can't do their like really good pull combo with the ragdolls. But in ganks you can do that pretty easily, and I think that's the difference. Witch Doctor as well, pretty good once, or really good once class, but still really good in ganks. I would actually maybe put a B tier, just because you can't really utilize your clones too much in ganks. But your tether is really nice, especially if you put it on your teammates. Really nice, and I think that deserves it being on A. And I think that's really all I have to say about these two classes. They're better in ganks than in ones, in my opinion. The last A tier that I'm gonna be putting here, that I think this is what it is SuperHuman. I put SuperHuman at very top A or mid A. I'd say these two, Dryad and Grandknight, are top A, and these three are like mid A, and these two are low A. So I think SuperHuman is mid A. Really good damage, extremely good chase with Vanishing Impact. Okay, in my opinion, SuperHuman is again very good in ganks, but very bad in ones, just because Vanishing Impact and Sears Punch very easily PBable. But in ganks, obviously, less focus on you, so you can do your stuff much easier than in ones, right? So nothing much else to say really. Really good chase, really good damage. Once you get an M1 off in a gank, that's like a bar gone pretty much. If you do your quick little M1 Palm Strike Bane combo, that's a bar gone off of anybody. So really just good mid A tier class. Nothing much else to say. Alright, moving on to B tier. It's gonna be where most of these remaining classes are gonna be. So B tier, I'm gonna put Tortured. I think this is a running class. Like, every time I've fought a Tortured, I don't think I've ever gotten below half. As long as you have like, unless you have like 0 armor, this class doesn't do too much. It does have an auto execute and it does have running, so I think I'm gonna put it at B tier, maybe A, because the fact that you have an auto execute and you can just run away with your teammates very easily. Maybe A, but like, I really hate running classes, like sole purpose running classes, and I'm very biased towards them. And I'm gonna be biased. I'm saying I'm biased, and I hate those classes. So for that reason, I'm putting this on B. Literally, I think it's only good for running. Like, every time I fought a Tortured, only good for running. Damage, it has combos, but the damage is good. I don't think the damage is good. Like, you can do a full combo on Tortured and it'll only do a bar. So I think it's only good for running. Next up is gonna be World Sage. Same thing. I think this is a pretty just running class. I think I've only lost to a World Sage once, and it was in 1v1s. And obviously I was SuperHuman, and all he would do is just PB, wait, play like a weirdo. The damage isn't there. And once you know what it does, it's pretty easy to fight. My first time losing to one, I didn't know how to fight it. And after that, I was just like, oh, okay, this is what it does. That's pretty easy to fight. Again, just a running class, once again, in my opinion. Doesn't do too much. The little pull, the little jungle pull has some use. But apart from that, you kind of just sit there, maybe get a pull off, do like a bar of damage, run away. And it's just a running class. Running class, in my opinion. I'm gonna put Daemonsmith on maybe B. I don't think it's too good. Now with the nerfs, it used to be like Fallen Knight but better, pretty much, in terms of just like you just sit there, tank a ton of damage, and also do a lot of damage. But now that they've nerfed that, I'm gonna put it on C, honestly. I don't think it's too good. Shogun. I think Shogun's also B tier, but it's actually good B tier. The damage, I feel like Shogun is a class where you pretty much have mediocre everything. You have mediocre chase, you have mediocre combos. Your guard breaks are very good, but they're nothing too crazy. And you have mediocre damage. Just a mediocre class in general. You have pretty decent mobility, not as good as Poseidon, and not as good as this, but your damage is better than this, and your damage is better than Poseidon. So, again, mediocre everything class, I think it deserves its highest B tier. Next you have Coyote, another running class, all literally just good for running. Like, your damage, non-existent. It's like a worse tortured and worse world sage, because you actually do damage, like decent damage on these two classes, but you don't do damage on this class, and you're literally just there to run. So D tier in my opinion. Shinobi, I'm gonna be putting it at C tier. Now, the Shinobi combos don't do a lot of damage, okay? I think the only player so far that I've seen actually make this class work is Stingiest and a couple handful of like decent Shinobi players. But apart from that, it's a similar situation with Grandknight where the class is good in my opinion. It's a very good class, but the skill ceiling is, I think, too high. Once you know how to fight the class, it's very easy to just hold F against it and literally get hit by nothing. But then if you can work around that, there are ways to. And I think the player that I've best seen do this is, again, Stingiest and a couple handful of other players that, you know, don't have YouTube. But for, you know, visual purposes, I'm going to point you all towards Stingiest because, you know, I've fought him personally and he's really good at the game. And he makes Shinobi look really good, right, compared to other players. But in ganks, it's really good isolation, right? Again, isolation is really nice, so if you put them in there, nobody else can really stop you once you're in the air but you and the other person. So it's really good isolation. But the combos, very good. The damage, not that good. And you have to really be good at the class and consistently hit multiple combos in a gank to ever get somebody like below half. So for that reason, I'm going to be putting it top of C. Fallen Knight. Similar situation with Daemonsmith. You're literally just there to like be a meat stick, like an HP stick. Damage is mediocre, and you're just there to be a meat stick. Kingslayer. Honestly, I've been seeing a lot of people say that the class is good. And every time I've fought the class, I've had no problems ever fighting it. Regicide is super hard to hit in ganks. Or it's easier to hit in ganks. But like, even then, it's still pretty decently hard to hit in my opinion. And like the whole point and the whole damage you get from the class is from Regicide. I'm a little bit biased because I really don't think this class is good. A lot of people tell me the class is good, and like, I don't know. A lot of people tell me the class is good, but personally, from what I've fought in ganks, I don't think it's too good. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know where to put this. Like, for me, with bias, I put it on like low C. But like, for people that have told me, okay, this class is actually pretty good, like it could be like low A. But I wish I had like an I don't know tier, because for this class specifically, I really don't know. Because everyone that's been telling me is that it's good, but personally for me that I've fought, it's like mediocre. Like mediocre as fuck, by the way. Like, I don't see the hype about this class. So I think I'm gonna just keep it safe and put it low B. I think this is the only class so far that I'm very unsure of where to put. Editing Wolfie here. I'm not gonna lie with y'all, bro. I just got ganked by 2 Poseidon Knights. Like literally, I went to Sky and I got jumped by 2 Poseidon Knights. This class is absolutely bunions. Like, this class does no damage. I'm moving this shit to bottom of C. I wish I clipped it, but I didn't have my clipping software on. I was getting thrown around by 2 Poseidon Knights for a good like a minute straight, and I think I was down like 2 bars. This class does no damage. I thought it did damage from like, I fought it a little bit and you know, it was like alright. Like, bro. No, like bro, I'm being so serious. I took like literally like 2 bars worth of damage after they both were like wailing on me, like literally. Wow. I'm moving this to C. Wow. So I think that's pretty much for the gank tier list. Yeah, I mean, Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know if you disagree or agree with any of these ratings. Obviously, these are all my opinion and what I've fought, and I've been playing the game religiously, and I think I'd say this tier list is pretty accurate. Yeah. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did like it, consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.